About 5 years ago, a guy named Aaron Lundy hired us to help him with his marketing. And almost overnight, his business accelerated. And in a few years, he went from around, I think it was 400,000 a year to somewhere between 3 and 4 million. And there were so many parts of that whole thing for him that were really cool. You know, just all the things that changed, getting all sorts of different types of customers, constantly bidding the biggest project he had ever bid. But when I talked to him, he said that one of the most impactful things that changed for him was his ability to say no. And that really resonated with me, because that's something that a lot of contractors and business owners, they haven't got there yet. And what I mean is, like, the ability to say no to a customer who's willing to pay you but isn't the right fit for you. And when you're small, just getting started, or when you're in a situation where you're kind of desperate for work, you feel desperate for work, you're not thinking about your ability to say no. All of your effort is focused on, like, how can I get this person to say yes? And so you think a lot less about, are they a right fit for me, and how can I be the right fit for them? But when you have a lot of leads coming in, when you have a lot of opportunities, eventually you get to the point where you're forced to start saying no. And it's a really big deal for a lot of people when they get there. It was a big deal for me to be able to, like, take a step back and sense when maybe this customer isn't the right fit to work with me, and be able to say that in a nice way and walk away from that opportunity feeling good about it. And as contractors, I think that's super important, because there's a lot of different, there's a lot of people out there, there's a lot of possible clients. And when you say yes to one client, like, there's an opportunity cost to that. If you're working with one person, that means you're not working with another. And it's not always clear to see that, but I come from a remodeling background, and one thing that was super common was to, be bidding a job with somebody who wasn't the right fit for us. Maybe it was a homeowner who wanted to GC their own project, or they wanted to buy the materials, they just wanted us to install them, or they wanted to do the framing and then we do everything after. There's situations where that's fine, and if that's how you roll, all good. But at the time that this was happening to me, like, I was operating a remodeling company that was very high level and very high stakes, big projects, takes a lot of coordination, a lot of planning, so many details. And we settled into a process that we felt really good about. And when we had that process, when we were, initially dealing with somebody who didn't want to follow that process, that was a line we had to draw in the sand of, like, when we work, we follow our process because this is the process that's worked for us in the past. And we believe that this is the best way to do it. And so if we have a customer, even if they're willing to spend tons of money with us, but they are not willing to relinquish some of that control and follow our process, then it's a no-go for us. And we can turn around and walk away from that. And so I just wanted to make this video really quick just to talk about that and bring up the subject. Because if you've been in business for any amount of time, you've certainly worked with people where, in retrospect, it wasn't a great fit. It didn't go very well for anybody. And over time, we all developed the ability to see that coming. And so, you can say no, you can stick to your guns, follow your processes, and you don't have to work with everybody. And when you get really clear on that and you hold that belief strongly, that desperation that you reek of kind of goes away, and your ability to walk away from a situation actually makes people want to work with you even more. Or on the flip side, if you're super desperate and you just need this job so bad, people kind of get the ick about you and they don't want to work with you. So I think we could all, stick to our guns, stand behind our processes, and say no on occasion if it's the right thing to do. And the next opportunity will come. Sometimes you have to have faith, but most times you just have to have good marketing.